This video is for basic facial. So I'm going to start this video at the very beginning of me arriving at work. So I just got to work, and the first thing I'm going to do is wash my hands before I can go to my room and set it up. So I'm going to wet my hands under the water. I'm going to get that coin-sized liquid hand soap. I'm going to wash my hands down to the wrists. I'm going to wash the back of my hands down to the wrist. I'm going to wash my fingers. I'm going to wash the backs of my fingers. I'm going to wash my fingertips and nails. I'm going to wash between my fingers. I'm going to wash my thumbs. I'm going to wash my wrists. And I am going to do all of that for a minimum of 20 to 30 seconds. And then I'm going to rinse everything thoroughly underneath the water. And I am going to then get a clean towel or disposable paper towels, and I'm going to turn off the water. Once the water's off, I'm going to dry my hands off, and if it's disposable paper towels, toss it in the trash. Otherwise, I'm going to put my dirty towel into the closed container for laundry. And then we are going to find the hand sanitizer of 70% ethyl alcohol, and we're going to sanitize our hands. And then we have to prepare our room and workstation before our client arrives. So let's talk about that step next, once we finish the sanitizing. So what we want to do is we want to go to our room and we want to disinfect that workstation, bed, and equipment using a disinfectant wipe following the manufacturer's instructions. We're going to check the equipment to ensure that all devices are in safe working order and plugged into a working receptacle. We will gather clean supplies needed for the facial service, storing them in a clean closed container. We're going to turn on the hot cabbie and stock it with at least 3 clean wet towels. More may be needed depending on the service and the client's needs. We're going to fill clean steamer glass with distilled water, and we're going to preheat our steamer. We will dispense products needed for the service according to skin type and client's needs as follows. We'll prepare disposable portion cup tray for each product with a portion of the product by opening the top of the container and ensuring the tip or nozzle does not come into contact with the disposable portion cup tray. Or you can remove the product with a disinfected or clean single-use spatula, then close the lid to the product and set the portion cup tray on the tray. You'll drape your facial bed using 1 fitted sheet, 1 flat sheet, and 3 towels. Place the clean laundered sheets down on the disinfected facial bed, placing a towel horizontally at the head of the bed. Lay a hairnet and a headband on top of the first towel, along with a rolled towel to support the head and neck of the client. Save the 3rd towel to lay across the client's décolleté. So that's all ready to roll, and then your client arrives. But let's go over what's on the tray right now so you'll know what we have set up already for our client that's going to be coming soon. So what we have cotton rounds, and we have our 4x4s. We have astringent for our extractions. We have a bowl of water. We have cleanser. We have exfoliant. We have massage product. We have mask. We have eye cream and moisturizer. We have toner. We have disposable gloves for our extraction section. And we have those wooden tipped Q-tips because that's what I'm going to use for extraction. We have a fan brush to apply our mask. And I also have some tissue paper towel here extra, of course, always having that on the tray. So they just let me know that my client is here for her service. So let's talk about what that meet and greet looks like. And when you go to meet with your client, you always want to approach a client with clean hands. You're already clean. You will be washing them again in this service, but you're going to start with clean hands. So I've got clean hands, and I'm going to get my client, greeting her and escorting her to the work area. I'm going to determine the client's preferences and assess the client's needs. I'll assess the client's skin by performing a visual skin analysis to ensure that there is no inflamed, infected, broken, raised, or swollen skin in the area to be worked on, or an open wound or sore in the area to be worked on, an infection or infestation like lice or scabies, to prevent from safely performing the service. I'm going to assess the client's consultation form for any medications and products used within the last 72 hours, and I'm going to consult on any known allergies. I will consult with the client on any facial surgeries within the last 3 months, and if the client is currently under a physician's care. I'll assess if the client is prone to cold sores or fever blisters. I'll assess if the client has used exfoliating or lightening agents within the last 72 hours, like alpha hydroxy acids, beta hydroxy acids, hydroquinone, etc. I'll assess facial injections within the last 3 weeks, like Botox or hyaluronic fillers. If the client is free from any of those contraindications, we can move forward with this service. And I had to do a couple little double check things because she had some allergies that I didn't know about, but my product choices are good to go. So that's why you talk about all this stuff and you look at her form. You want to make sure that you don't use anything that she might be allergic to, etc., etc., etc. So we're going to get her in the facial bed, and then you can wash your hands before you get started. So she will disrobe for this, waist up for this service. So she's in a new drape, which is really nice. And then she lays down on the bed, and you swaddle her in nicely under the blankie, get her cozy. And then we already have that towel horizontal here, so we're going to take a second and get her even more cozy. So we've got a little rolled towel that we're going to be placing under her neck for support. And then we have this gorgeous towel that we're going to put over her décolleté, just doing a little extra protection. She's under the blanket. And this time I'm going to try this hairnet, see if it doesn't work better. All my headbands just fall off doing this on her because she doesn't have any hair. So this might be the answer I'm looking for. So I'm going to give this a try today and see if it doesn't work a little bit better. And keeping the hair back and staying on the whole time I perform the service. So she's got that on nicely. And then before you can get started, it's time for your second hand wash. So we're going to wash our hands. We're wetting our hands, and we are washing them with water. Get them wet, and then get that liquid hand soap, coin size, and go ahead and rub your hands together down to your wrist and wash the back of your hands down to your wrist. You're going to wash those fingers, and you're going to wash the backs of the fingers. You will wash between the fingers, and you're going to wash between the fingers and the thumbs. Go ahead and wash the thumbs, fingernails and tips of fingers, wrists, all of that, good 20 to 30 second minimum. And then you want to do that really thorough, proper rinse underneath the sink, getting all that soap off. And then you can either find a clean towel or disposable paper towels. Grab those and turn the water off with the towel hand. Then dry everybody up and either put the paper towels in the trash, or that towel that's now dirty, you put it in a closed container for laundry. And then you're going to grab your 70% ethyl alcohol hand sanitizer and take care of that step. Get them good and dry before you go in there with your hand sanitizer all over yourself for your client. First thing we need to do, of course, is take off her makeup. So we're going to do that. And what we're going to do is we are going to get some cotton rounds that are soaked in makeup remover here and lay them on her eyes. And then we're going to remove her lipstick. And my client Sue is Superb Glamour Girl. So if you need to do it a couple times to remove all of her makeup, go for it. She won't mind. And now we're going to remove her eye makeup. And once again, I'm going to take my time here to make sure I get everything because she is Glamour Girl and she has plenty on. That's okay. We love Glamour Girl. We love Natural Girl. We love all the girls, all the clients. And they don't just have to be girls. Good. Now, before we do our perform our skin analysis, what we want to do is do our first cleanse. So I'm going to go in and get some cleanser. First, cleanse it up. And we are good. So what we want to do is actually remove this cleanser. And I'm just making sure I get it all right now because I'm going to do her skin analysis and I don't want any gunk all over her when I go to look at her skin. I want to see her skin, not cleanser on her skin. So I'm just taking my time, getting it all off. And to analyze her skin, you would be using a Woods lamp or a magnifying lamp, so you need to protect their eyes. So what I'm going to do is lay some cotton rounds on top of her eyes. And then I would bring in that magnifying lamp and turn it on so it does not startle her or get too bright. And then that's where I'm going to look through the magnifying lamp, and I'm going to look at all the things. And so basically some things that to look for would be maybe some dryness or flakiness, excess sebum, fine lines, hyperpigmentation, congestion in the skin, so that areas that maybe I want to extract. It's the perfect time to take a little bit of time and think intelligently about not only what you're going to do in this service, but then potentially some areas of opportunity that you could help her with in service, like other services you could recommend or tell her you think would be really beneficial for her skin. And also, it's the perfect time to think about what products at home would be a huge benefit to her. Like if she has a lot of hyperpigmentation, you definitely can maybe talk about a brightening line, or if she seems like more fine liney than she might want to be, or certainly show her some anti-aging products to support at home, some serum, some moisturizer, always an SPF eye cream. But these are just things that I'm thinking of, or if she breaks out a lot, maybe some particular product that will help with that, or that if everything is just really and nothing's moving here, talk about like an at-home exfoliator too. Just that's where my brain is going when I do a skin analysis, is that I'm thinking, feeling about what my best things for her as a client and her skin are. And then after that, I'm turning off the light and take it out, just move it out of the way, and then you can remove the cotton rounds, and then you will go in for your second and third cleanse. So this is your last two cleanses, and you're just going to make sure that you get off every bit of everything. So let's do cleanse number 2. And with everything, it goes without being said, you're avoiding eyes, nose, and mouth. I'm going around all of that. We've already removed eye makeup and lip stick. So I'm just cleansing the skin at this point. Now, when I do the skin analysis through the magnifying lamp, I'm not discussing it with her at that point. That's for after. She's in a relax. We want her to relax and get pampered. You're not talking through this. I'm talking because I have to do my video. Awesome. Cleanse 2. Now we need to remove cleanse 2. And now it's time for cleanse number 3. All right, she has gotten her cleanse. Let's get that off. Let's remove cleanse number 3. No, come back here. And then once you're finished with your cleanse, the next step is toner. And so you can mist over the face. I'm going to do my toner on cotton rounds. And I'm going to show you how to do it to make sure that I don't touch the mister, the spray bottle to the actual cotton rounds. So there won't be any contact between the cotton rounds and the spray. Water, water, wada, wada. Okay, so I've got my cotton rounds and I've got my toner and I'm going to spray it, but they're not going to touch. And then I'm going to come in here to my client and tone. beautiful. So after your toning process has been done, you are going to exfoliate. And what you're going to do, obviously, is always go with manufacturer's directions on all things. But we're going to take a little pea size and apply it and then massage it in. So I'm just going to spread a little bit of it out first. Some people, you can apply this with a fan brush or a different kind of applicator, and then you're going to massage it in for 1 to 2 minutes after you apply it with your hands or the fan brush. You're still going to massage it in 1 to 2 minutes. And like I said with the other things, you avoid the eyes, the nose, the mouth. Okay. So we've massaged our product in, and now you're actually going to get a piece of equipment. So you want to retrieve the steamer at this point, and you're going to turn the steamer on, but make sure when you bring it to the over towards the facial bed that it's facing away from the client, because it's going to warm up, heat up, and emit an even outflow of a mist. And as it spurts and sparks and starts, you definitely don't want that facing the client. Once it is, the steamer is emitting a mist, you're going to position the steamer about 16 inches over the client's face and aimed at the client's chin for even distribution on the face, allowing it to function for 3 to 5 minutes. So you bringing it up to the facial bed, turn it away from the client, it's on, and then now it's good to go. So what you're going to do is turn the steaming part of the machine towards the client and towards the client's chin. Sorry, y'all. Just trying to get it a little bit better. Okay, and then it's gonna blow that way. The steam, it's gonna go up and over. So you're just keeping it a distance from the client, but aiming it towards the chin so it's even. And like I said, you do that for 3 to 5 minutes. We won't be doing that for 3 to 5 minutes now because we're doing a video and we don't have a steamer. So we're pretending, but just so you know, in the basic facial, that's what will happen. And then, so we're gonna pretend like that 3 to 5 minutes has elapsed. So what we're gonna do now is remove the exfoliant with a steam towel. We also don't have a cabbie of hot towels, so we're gonna pretend like we have I'm gonna grab my hot towel from my cabbie, shaking it out, of course, because it's hot, and just testing that temperature on my wrist, which feels good. Once it feels good there, then I'm testing it on the client's collarbone, and she thinks it feels good. And so what we're gonna do now is we are going to apply it to the face, and you're gonna apply it to the neck and the face, and I'm gonna leave the nose out, but I'm gonna cover up all other parts of the face with my nice warm hot towel. Warm hot towel, that's like 2 different things. warmly hot, not too hot, not too cold. And we're just going to press it in. Starting to feel the towel cool down a little bit, so it's time to remove that exfoliant. She feels great. The skin is nice and soft, perfect for what's getting ready to happen next. Of course, her hairnet just came off, but don't worry, I'll put it back on. And what we're going to do now is extraction. So those disposable gloves you have on your tray, if you don't already have gloves on, this is where they come into play. You are going to make sure your hands are dry, and then you're going to put your disposable gloves on, because gloves are a nightmare to put on if you have wet hands. Now we're going to do the extraction part. So you have a couple of options with extractions. You could use those cotton rounds soaked in astringent. I am going to use the wooden sticked Q-tips for my extraction process. So with the cotton rounds, you can kind of work your way around the rounds, like twist them around as you're doing extractions. With these, you have to do single-use extractions. So one extraction, these two go in the trash, then two more over and over. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to do these Q-tips. I'm soaking in my astringent, and then I'm going to come in and do extractions. And I'm really happy to say that this particular client does not need many. So I'm just softly pressing one towards the other to extract. I'm going to get my new pair. I'm wetting it, and I'm going to the other side. Throwing it away, going back in, wetting it. Again. One more time. New pair every time. And throwing those away. So she is fine and did not have a lot, but if you have a client that needs a lot of extractions, you don't want to do extractions for more than 5 to 7 minutes, because it can be painful and uncomfortable for the client, and that's probably about all they can take. So you want to make sure that they're very comfortable. So we're going to take off our gloves, and then we're going to do our toner. You would toss your gloves in the trash, of course. That's why they're called disposable gloves because you dispose of them after you use them. And we're going to do our toner. Spritzy, spritzy. And tone it up. Perfecto. Throw them away. Now, after that extraction process, which can be pretty painful, good news is that it's massage time now. So she's going to get a nice massage. To note here, you want to make sure you get out enough massage product at this point. You don't ever want to have to go back in and get more massage product, because that is not fun for your client and it disrupts the massage. It's uncomfortable. Yuck, yuck, bluck, bluck, right? Yuck and bluck and yuck and bluck. So when we go with this massage product, we're going to put on enough right from the start, and then we're going to do a really nice massage that we can do nice quiet service here, and a lot of times people fall asleep, so I'm told. Not for me, because I haven't done it for real yet. I'm not a real client, but my esthetician tells me people fall asleep on her all the time. I never do, but I do relax, I have to say. A lot. I like it. This is the favorite part for sure. So I'm just spreading it around before I start my massage, so it's everywhere, and I'll have it everywhere when it's time for me to start in different areas of my massage. So now you need to remove your massage product. Okay. Beautiful. So after that, we are going to apply her mask. So I'm going to use a fan brush to do that. Just side note, we're going to avoid the eyes, nose, and mouth, just like we did with the exfoliator. And, always follow the manufacturer's directions. We'll talk about how long you'll leave it on in just a minute. We're just going to apply it first. Okay. And now we're going to discuss. So with your mask, you would potentially allow it to sit on the face for 5 to 10 minutes, but we're filming a video, so we're not going to do that. But obviously you just want to make sure you've chosen the right thing and you're going along with the guidelines. So that's the only thing we need to touch on there. Then you will fully remove the mask. So we're going to pretend like those 5 to 10 minutes have elapsed, even though they have not. And we are now going to take off the mask. Just making sure I'm getting it all off. And then we will follow with toner. So now we're going to tone. Once again, I'm going to spritz and not touch my rounds before I apply the toner. And her skin looks amazing. So, what we need to do now is apply her skincare to finish the facial. So we are going to apply eye cream and moisturizer. It's daytime, so her moisturizer is going to have SPF. Eye cream, you're going to use the teensiest bit, and I mean the teensiest. Applying it with the ring finger, zygomatic arch, and brow bone, and you're just going to do little light tapping around. And you use the ring finger because it's the most gentle finger of them all. And then moisturizer with SPF, hydrating because she's a little bit on the drier side. And I will apply it to the neck, the décolleté, and the face. Anywhere that could potentially be exposed to the sun. We'll talk about SPF, of course, when we do our follow-up here as soon as her facial is done. Maybe even a little bit on the ears if her hair is pulled back. Just get it blended in really nicely. And her facial is done. So you'll take off her headband and her towel, And then you'll let her change, and then she's going to come meet you to chat. So you'll get her a glass of water, and you will discuss maintenance and aftercare with her. This is where you're going to give her her aftercare kit. You're going to talk about the products that she may, want to be going home with today to maintain this amazing skin, and then also book her for some additional services while she's here. And then you've got another appointment coming in, so you have got to get back to your room and get ready for that next appointment. So she's gone. When you get back to your room, you need to make sure you toss any single-use items, disposable gloves, anything that's left. It's time to go. Those little disposable cups, all that stuff. You'll place your implements in a closed container labeled to be disinfected. You'll place your cape and used towels into a closed container until laundered. So all of your bedding and everything in there with the lid on it. You will then need to clean up. So you've got to identify proper cleaning agent, read the manufacturer's directions. Follow the manufacturer's directions for mixing in usage. Wipe down your workstation area with cleaning solution to remove debris. And then you need to identify a disinfectant that is bactericidal, virucidal, fungicidal, EPA approved for use in a salon setting. You will follow the manufacturer's directions for mixing and or using the appropriate aerosol disinfectant. You'll disinfect your electrical equipment, store it in a clean area separate from other implements. That would be your steamer. And then because you use a disinfectant, you actually have gloves on. So you need to toss those. Those are disposable gloves, toss them, and then you need to wash your hands. So you're gonna wet your hands under the sink with water. You're gonna get that liquid hand soap, coin size, rub your palms together down to your wrists. You're gonna wash the back of your hands down to your wrists. You're gonna wash your fingers, and of course you're gonna wash the back of your fingers. You're gonna wash between your fingers. You're gonna wash between your fingers and your thumbs. You're gonna wash those fingertips and nails. You're gonna wash your thumbs. You're gonna wash your wrists. Oh my gosh, so much to wash. But you have to do all of that for a minimum of 20 to 30 seconds. So you've gotta wash at least that long. And then you have to thoroughly, properly rinse your hands underneath the running water. When you feel like that proper rinse has been done, you'll either get a clean towel or disposable paper towels if they're close, and then you're gonna grab that, and the hand that has the towels is the hand that's gonna turn the water off. So your clean hands are not gonna touch the faucet. Thoroughly dry your hands off with the towels. So if you use the paper towels, you'll throw them away. If you use that clean towel, you're gonna put it in your laundry basket with the lid on top until it's time for laundry, and then you're gonna find your 70% ethyl alcohol, and you're gonna get some, because that's how you're gonna finish your proper hand wash. And when your hands are good and dry, you can start your setup for your very next client. And that it concludes your basic facial video.